right, Pine Tree Live. We're here. It's Media Day, and we are with head coach Bachman. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Media Day's coming to a close. So I'm doing well, man. Doing well.
I told them earlier that a coach's worst nightmare is picture day. Anything to do with pictures and getting out uniforms to not play is probably the worst day for a coach.
Oh, absolutely. I rolled my favorite day and worst day into one, right? When we finally get to go full contact and play real football out there in practice and then put Media Day in the same day. So it's going good, though, man.
Well, there has been a level of excitement today here at Media Day. I mean, the players, the coaches, there's a lot of confidence, a lot of good things being said. But, Coach, we'll go straight to the top. What are you excited about this season?
Matt, football's here. Obviously, there's been a lot of hard work. The kids have made a lot of strides to what we want to do in the program. Been a lot of sacrifice. They bought in, and you think about it, we've been doing it since November. Right, and there's been a lot of hard work. I mean, we went 8 weeks, 5 days a week in the weight room. That's not easy to do. So, I'm just excited to see the kids, get out here, have fun, enjoy playing it the way we want to play, and really, just to see them grow. Our first core value is family, and I think that's really what's starting to take place, and it's been special. It's been unique. I think it's unique, at least, I'll say, and I'm excited because, again, they've done an incredible job. They put a lot of hard work in. I'm anxious to see that pay off.
Yeah. Well, you say core family. I mean, I've been hearing team. I've been hearing a lot of good words today. It's not a lot of individual words, but it's a lot of stuff saying, hey, this is a unit this year. So, Coach, give me a little bit of insight into you going into your second year this season. How has it been able to build that camaraderie and with your coaching staff, with your players, knowing, hey, this is your second year and we're about to get this done? How's it feeling?
It feels great, being completely transparent and truthful. I don't know that I did the job. I didn't do the job that I should have done a year ago, So a lot of that fell at my feet. I'm fortunate to have some really great guys on the staff, right? They supported me through my shortcomings, so very fortunate in that manner. But I'm excited because, I feel like there's been direction and that's something I didn't do as good of a job that I should have done a year ago. And we've done that now. And now, like I said, they've bought in. They believe in what we're doing. Extremely proud of the work that they put in. And, I'm really excited. I don't like being at the center of attention. I don't like doing those things. But, it's an uncomfortable thing for me. But to see those guys take to the things that I believe in, right, and start rowing that boat with me, it's been special.
Tell us a little bit about having MJ back at quarterback for you too. Do you think that's going to how's that consistency going to help with the offense?
He's a special talent, special kid. If you were going to draw up a quarterback and start creating a quarterback, man, you talk about character first and leadership skills. He's got that, right? And you talk about an arm. He's got that. Right, and then you talk about feet. He's got that, right? He's the complete package, If anything, I got to do a good job of just guiding him in the right direction, not the wrong direction. So, special talent, special kid. Thankful to get to be able to coach him. So, I think that if you're going to play quarterback, you got to be the leader, right? You got to be the leader, and you got to embrace that. And he does, and it's special when he does those things, and he's ultra talented.
Well, you got a special player in MJ, and, this team, one thing I've heard a handful of times this morning is offers. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot of players in your team. There's some big personalities. There's some really good athletes. Coach, how do you manage all of that as the season goes on for the individuals as well as the team?
Well, first and foremost, I'll say this. I'm extremely excited for those guys. But what we do is not about offers. You know what I mean? I believe this game transcends the game. Right, so it's about that locker room. It's about those kids in there and the sacrifices that they make and the life lessons that they learn. Some kids are going to be talented enough to get to that next level. And we're fortunate to have some of those guys, and we definitely want to maximize the opportunities for those guys to be able to have those opportunities. But that's not what we do it for. But we are blessed to have those. But as far as the team goes, man, it's made up of a lot of guys that aren't going to get offers, right? So I think it's what makes it great. Is that we all are depending on each other. My actions are tied to the people in this room, right? And I think that's what makes a team. And I think that's what this group has done. They've embraced that, and the guys that have the talent, the guys that are going to go play at the next level, they're team guys right now, right? So that's always special, So excited. Again, we got some kids that can play. We got some kids that are going to play at the next level. We got future kids that are going to play at the next level. But that's not what it's solely about. It's about being Pine Tree Pirates, teaching these kids life lessons that they learn on the field and can carry with them the rest of the way. And the ones that leave and go play, hopefully they take the lessons that were learned in this program and build on them.
Talking about Pine Tree, Coach, you're going into year 7.
January 17, whatever that makes, Coach. I don't know. I came in January 17.
Yeah, I'm not good with math
Yeah,
either.
me 11 is all I got to be able to count to.
So, talk to me about, you've been here, you've been an offense coordinator here, now you're a head coach and also assistant athletic director. Talk to me about, what's kept you here. I mean, anything past 5 years, I would think, would be enough for a coach to be like, well, what's next? What's after this? Talk to me about Pine Tree. What's kept you here, despite maybe going off and, going to, one of those other blue collar, blue title towns that you possibly had a chance to go to?
I'd say first of all, my faith. I think God gives us, you hear people talk a lot about their a gut feeling. I think that's faith. I think that's God telling you where you need to be. This place is special. I'll start there from the administration to the people that are in this. I mean, look around, look at the families in this room right now. We don't just hang out here. This ain't work.
Yeah.
This is a life, and we get to share it with each other. I would say a bit of pride. I always wanted to be a part of something novelty, right? I've been fortunate along my way. God's been good to me. I've been in some programs that we've reached the pinnacle and been there, right? But I've never been at a program where it's, call it what it was when Kerry Lane took over. It was a build, and that's not taking shots at anybody, right? There's been a lot of people that come through here and work really hard, right? But this is a build, and there's a lot of pride that goes into this. I believe in what can be built here, and ultimately I believe in the kids. You know what I mean? Like, we got great kids. We do. It's fun to show up and go to work every day. It's fun to be in here with the dudes that, life is interaction as far as I'm concerned. Life is interaction with people. And I love interacting with the people that are here. I believe in the administration that we have. You coach soccer. There's going to be coaches that are on this staff that are out watching soccer games. You go to basketball games, and no one makes them go to those things. That's unique, right? It's rare, and I think it's what makes it special. So, I feel like God's called me to be here. One, I love the people here. I love the challenge that it presents, right? And I believe in what we can achieve here.
Yeah. Tying it back to football, Coach, now, and you talked about, the real prerogative of coaching and family and team building and the sport of football, and I've been blessed enough to be, around for a lot of it, to hear you say a lot of things. I mean, I used to sit right beside you in the press box for a little bit. Once more into the breach.
Yeah.
If there was one thing, and I know it's not what a coach wants to do, but if there was one thing you could take from what you do as far as character building, leader building, team building, just the mottos, the quotes that you say, and you've said a lot of them. If there's one thing you could impart to a kid to take from here to the real world, whether it be at the next level, at the college level, or in the workforce, whatever it may be, what's that one thing that you would probably put your staple on as far as being part of you that you would want them to take away from Pine Tree?
Hey, look, character matters. When I say that, I don't mean perfect, right? But I think character matters. I think at some point, you can cheat the system, but all bills come due, right? And when you get to that point, it's going to be hard to choose it. That's what we try to tell those kids. Sometimes the world's going to tell you don't have to choose it, and you might have think that you got by on it or you slid by, but no, all bills come due, and character matters. Looking for kids, that embrace that. When I say character, that's a big old blanket out there, right? That doesn't just narrow it down to one thing. I think it's like I said, I think it's a lot of things that fall under that umbrella. But, in a nutshell, character matters. And if you choose it, it'll have your back. And if you don't, eventually it's going to bite you. And you know what?
Yeah, you say character matters, Coach, and last year, we saw that throughout the season. Record-wise, it was one thing, but, man, every single Friday night, I felt like the team really brought it for 4 quarters, whether it was one quarter just of, maybe making a couple of mistakes. But I never felt like the team lost heart, and I think that was put on full display, especially in the White House game, the Texas High game. there were multiple examples of that through the season. So riding that wave into this season, how do you think that helps? Like just being able to say, hey, last year we had heart, we had character, we had all those things, but trying to put that together now with the talent, the intangibles. I mean, everybody I've talked to everyone says we just wanted to get bigger this year. Everybody says we wanted to add size. So coupling all those things together, seems like there's a lot of optimism surrounding this season.
Yeah, I certainly hope so because, when you work and you set out a goal, and just talk about getting bigger, right? It's one thing to get in here and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get in here and we're going to lift weights. We're going to get stronger and you're going to put on weight. And you're going to do. It all sounds good, right? Those are just words. But I think it's just, when the kids show up and they do the things that you're asking, right? And then they see the fruits of that labor. They see, Coach, I'm going to get bigger. Well, it'd be one thing if we told them that and they came in here and they fought their butts off every day. They did what they were supposed to do. No one put on any weight. No one got any stronger, right? You're not going to build any credibility that way, right? I think the optimism comes from because they saw the process take place. They committed to it, and then they saw some results from it. And this ain't always just a result-oriented thing, but a result is a part of it. And I think the optimism is just, I think it generates confidence when you do that, right? If I set out a plan, I map out a plan, and I have a goal, and I'm working towards that goal, and I can see steps along the way where I'm actually hitting points where I can say, yeah, I can see the feedback on what's taking place, then that's just going to accelerate more belief in that manner. And again, they've done that. Coach Ellis has done an incredible job. We've changed a few things, and when I say that, again, not throwing shots at anyone that's ever come here before, but just we have better alignment for what I want to do. When I say that, like, we want to be a tough, physical football team. We want to be great at, we want to run the ball. We want to stop the run. We want to do all those things. Well, I think our off-season's got to align with that, right? If I come in here and when I say we want to do those things and we don't spend any time in the weight room, well, I don't know that we're going to get much belief and buy-in there. But I think the optimism comes from the kids that have busted their tails. They've seen the results. And more importantly is, man, we got relationships. These kids know we love them. Try not to get choked up, but, I think that's what's unique. We can talk about the results, but if all it ever was a kind of a result, that goes away, right? But, you're going to get coached hard. Kerry Lane, you say, when they're here, you got them 2 hours a day. You kick their tails for 2 hours a day. You challenge them. You be in their face. But when they leave, you love them. You love them the rest of the 22 hours out of the day or whatever it is. And, these coaches do that. And if they don't, they won't work here. But, that's not a threat. You just don't want to be here because we're very transparent about this is the process. This is what we're going to do. This is what we believe in. It's harder here. There's more sacrifice that has to be done. And we're up front from the very beginning on that. And we're not here. We're going to build a winning program. We're going to build a championship program. But we don't get in there and talk about got to beat this team this week or we get in there and talk about the things that transcend, right, that aren't necessarily performance-based all the time. I thought it was great the other day. Kirby Smart's the big thing that everybody's going crazy about media day, right? Talked about what made Georgia unique, right? Why? And he said, man, when we hire people, we ask two questions. Do they love football, and are they selfless? And he said the thing that's unique about that is that's process-oriented. That's not result-oriented. That's not performance-driven. Because when you don't get your performance right away, then what do you fall back on if everything is only result-driven? But if you get people in the room, and, we change it because I still it, I said, do you love kids? Right? Do you have the best interest at heart for kids? Right? And then do you want to do what it takes? Are you selfless? Right? And we're fortunate. I think that's why there's a lot of optimism because they've seen some results, but more importantly, they know we love them. I really believe that in my heart. They know we love them. And, I think that's what makes it unique.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I know one thing for sure, man. I'm excited about the season. I mean, being with you, having been able to coach alongside with you, and now coaching with you, coaching for you as part of the staff. I'm very excited about this season, man. And just I see the work y'all put in, and man, last year when we got those wins, I couldn't help but get a little choked up just because I seen how much y'all put into it and whatnot. And I see a lot of that happening this year, God willing. So, man, as far as for me, good luck on this season, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all.
Coach Bachman,
Absolutely.
we're excited to
Thank you.
we're
Appreciate
excited
all
to call
y'all
the
do.
games this year and be
Yeah.
a part of this thing.
Appreciate all y'all do.